Hey guys, welcome back to BA Creative. I'm doing something a little different today. Yes, those were finger guns in case you were wondering. I am skipping the let me show you what you need section of this because I don't like doing it. And it's a little redundant because I list all of the things that you need in the description below. So check the box below for a full list of everything that I use to make this 2-page spread in my little Dina Wakley 6x6 journal. I originally started doing her gratitude prompts in a tag book that I made. I did September, October, November, but the tag book has gotten a little hard to work in. Some of the, as you can see, the pages are starting to come unstuck together. They're not sticking. Unstick me. Anyway, so I have switched gears and I'm going to start working in an art journal. As I previously said, I am very new to working on such a large space. I usually just work with tags and small things. So this has been a little challenging. The page itself is for the December gratitude prompt, which was creativity. And I know what this means to me. I wasn't going to explain it, but then I was like, if you have to explain it, then maybe it's not, the message isn't being conveyed right. So I know what it means to me. I would love in the comments below if you guys would maybe tell me what you think it means, what you think it means in general, or what you think it means to you. Either way, it was a lot of fun. I apologize for being a month behind, but reasons and life. So, all right, let's get started. Before we start working on the page itself, I have to make the focal point. So I have just a regular piece of heavyweight cardstock, and I'm going to use some gel medium. I'm going to use a lot of gel medium to glue down that giant face in the Dina Wakley Collage paper set. That face is huge. I think it's designed to fit on one of her large journals. It's just massive. It takes up almost that entire 8x11 cardstock. But that's okay, because I'm not going to use the whole thing. I'm going to set that aside to dry, and now we're going to start working on the background. I have a stash of gel plate prints and image transfers that I am trying to use up, and that's what I'm using here. I'm going to use the gel medium to just basically stick that down to the left side of the page, because in my head, I'm telling a story that starts on the left side of the page. That's probably the best image transfer I have ever done in my entire life. So I was kind of excited to use it. I've been sitting on it for a while and I was like, no, you have to use your stash, Shannon. I have so many gel prints. You guys don't even know. I'm going to start working on the right side of the page, and I'm trying to mimic the colors but add in, some new ones. And I'm using Marine and Carnation in the Dina Wakley paints. I've watered them down a little bit because they are heavy body paints and I want them just a little bit thinner. You may see that I'm using some type of, it's some type of makeup thing. I always call it a bouncy tool because I tend to bounce when I use it. Not my whole body, just my hand. I just bounce it on the page. And I'm having mixed results with it. I was really hoping that it was going to be a little bit better at what I had hoped it would, be used for. I don't even really have a clear idea of what it was going to be used for. So how it failed to meet those expectations is beyond me. I'm trying to blend in the gel printed face in with what I got going on the right. So I'm just going around the edges and adding bouncing really. I'm bouncing paint around the edges. I think I did a good job of getting that all blend in. Once that's dry, I decide, no, we need more, and I need some type of contrasting color. So I'm going to try to use the bouncy tool. If someone knows the actual name of that, if you could put that in the comments below, that'd be great. I'm going to use the bouncy tool to go through the stencil. Now, remember, I am not the best stenciler in the world, and that thing made it even worse. So I switched over to just a regular makeup sponge that I cut in half from the Target dollar spot, and that works so much better. It really does. I don't even know why I bothered with the bouncy thing. However, my color choice and my stencil choice was questionable. If you're thinking to yourself, that's okay, I was thinking that too. But you know what? I'm trying to work with it, so I just add a little bit to the left side of the page to kind of pull all the colors in together. And on the left side, it looked really nice, kind of like that. But the right side is kind of a hot mess, so I'm going to do what we all do and add more white paint. Usually, white paint will cover a multitude of sins. However, with this, I don't know. It just wasn't. It just looked messy and disorganized. I just wasn't feeling it. It looks kind of bad. So I'm going to try to make it better by adding some scratch marks in it. Clearly that didn't do a lot. That's okay. Don't get too attached to that. I'm not. So we're going to go back to our face, which is now nicely dried, and I'm going to add a little bit of color. I'm using Quinacridone. I just totally mispronounced that. The golden nickel, but you know what, that might not be the name of it. Just check the description below. It's by Golden. It's a fluid acrylic. It is like gold. It's the only one I have. I absolutely love it, and I typically use it to do exactly what I'm doing here, just to add some shading to the faces. And even though it's already pretty fluid, I did thin it out just a little bit, so it wasn't quite so dark around that eye. My people always look like they're crying, like they're really sad. I should reflect on that and see what that's about. So now I'm going to add a little bit of color to the lips, and I went back in with that carnation, and it was crap. Totally hated that, but because I used gel medium, I was able to quickly wipe that off, and now I'm going in with a little bit of ruby, and I made a better paint choice there. I didn't use quite so much. I'm just using ruby to fill in the lips, and I think that color works so much better, especially against that golden. Now we've cut out her head. That was a really quick transition. Sorry, guys. We're going to cut out her head, and I'm actually going to cut her face up. This part may be sensitive to some viewers. I'm using a ruler because I can't draw a straight line to save my life, and I'm going to measure out her face into thirds. So I'm measuring right below her eyes, right below her nose, and then right above her eyebrows. And I think you guys can see where I'm going with this. Here we go. I'm going to cut her face up. Yep, it's happening. So there's one, there's two, here comes the nose, and there's the lips. I don't know, I just think there's something really fun about a broken face. I don't want to reflect on that. I'll reflect on why my people always look sad when I paint, but I'm not going to reflect on why I like a broken face. So now I'm just trying to position it correctly over the background, and I'm not feeling it. I just, there's just something about that doesn't, it's just not speaking to me. It's speaking to my artistic soul, to be really melodramatic. So I'm going back into my stash of trusty gel prints that I have, and I'm going to pick that one because I love the colors. I've cut it down so that it'll fit the page, and I'm adding yet again more gel medium to glue that sucker down. Really, this journal is just basically gel medium and like gel prints glued into it. I don't even really do anything with the pages, to be honest. It's because I'm so used to working on tags that are already gel printed. Once I've got that covered, now I'm going to glue down the broken face. And I'm not really worried about making sure that the face is spaced evenly. I kind of didn't want that. Oh, more gel medium because I didn't have enough. I don't know how that's possible. The whole book is basically just gel medium. And yet again, this is why all my stuff is sticky. So that's my sentiment, creativity. That's not my handwriting. I did that with the Cricut. And I'm going to outline it before I glue it down with my Posca pen that I have finally broken. I drew over some wet, 3 guesses, gel medium. If that was your guess, you would be correct. I drew over some wet gel medium, and now my tip it's just gotten funky and it's not really working right. I'm going to have to see if I can fix that. I'm going to glue that down right into the center part of the page, and I'm hoping that when I close it eventually, that's not going to be a problem. I did crease it first to make sure it was somewhat even, but as you may notice, I didn't get it glued on straight. That's okay. Creativity can be a little wonky sometimes, right? The path isn't always really straight. We have to go around our elbow to get to our ass sometimes. I'm just adding a border with my Stabilo, I don't know how to say that either. I should probably learn these words. Words. I'm adding a border with that, and even that's going to get like a little funked up because there's still some gel medium that's not completely glued down. I'm going to add my little date stamp with my cursed date stamper that never works, and there's my finished page. Alright guys, have a good one, and I'll see you next time.